Zhang Henshui's Golden Pink Family Chapter 34. Danqi gathers in a rich family to turn off the lights and get drunk under the moon, and the beautiful concubine accompanies the night banquet and sings songs. Just after 6 o'clock in the afternoon, the cook, unable to be urged by Yanxi, set down a table in the dining room. Because Fengzhu wanted to be perfunctory in front of his parents, he came when the time came. Hesun made an appointment with a few people early today and booked a box in the theater. After dinner, he was going to listen to the play. As for Fengzhu, he has another small mansion, and he is really thinking about the new lady spending the holidays alone, which would be lonely. Today's family dinner is so early, just right. So during the banquet, no one had any suggestions, just joking casually. Miley said, "Brother Qi, can you take me to listen to a play?" Yanxi said, "Tonight, 9 out of 10 shows are plays like Chang Flying to the Moon. Aren't you tired of watching plays like that?" Miley said, "Let's go watch a movie." Yanxi said, "Isn't it right? It's too late." Miley said, "It's only around 7 o'clock." Yanxi pointed at Fengzhu, said, "Go to your elder brother." He said in the afternoon that he was going to watch a movie tonight. Fengzhu laughed and said, "You are talking nonsense. When did I say that I was going to watch a movie tonight?" Mrs. Jin said, "You just invite her to watch a movie. It's not a big deal. I see you are pushing back and forth." Liu Shuhua smiled and said, "I'm here to treat you. If you want to go, you can join at will." Feng said. When he saw that Liu Shuhua had relieved the siege, he was very happy, as if he had received an amnesty. After the party was over, everyone walked away secretly. Peng Zhen had already sneaked into Yanxi's room to wait. Yanxi came and said with a smile, "Let's go, it's already past 8 o'clock. Peng Zhen said, "There's not much road, let's walk, so as not to scare the snake." Yanxi said, "Of course, it's best. I'll go first, you come later, don't walk together." Peng Zhen said with a smile, "You have a guilty conscience, why don't you allow us to walk together?" So the two put on their hats and walked out of the door without saying a word. The guest Liu Lauer was a close confidant of Jin Quan, named Baoshan. He was originally a poor man, but after being promoted by Jin Quan, he now has a fortune of 70,000 to 80,000 yuans. He rented a house outside the Jin family's residence on Wuyi Lane. Now he works as an idle clerk at the tax office. He only goes to the office for 1 or 2 hours a day, and the rest is spent sitting at home. In addition, I wrote some small letters with Jin Quan. Because he often visited Jinzai, he became very familiar with a group of buddies and had a very good relationship with them. Any private gatherings the buddies have, they all take place at Liu's house. The Liu family's house is very exquisite. He also hired a few good servants and 2 good cooks to serve the guests and make people satisfied. This time Hua Yuxian entertained guests. It was originally his envoy, and of course it was at his home. In addition to Peng Zhen's 2 brothers, the invited guests also included Yufan's brother Wang Yechen, Fengzhu's friends Zhao Menjiwan and Li Shu, and Yanxi's classmates Kong Zuni and Meng Jizu. As soon as Peng Zhen entered the door, everyone burst into laughter. Wang Yechen first smiled and said, "I guess you still have an hour to come." Unexpectedly, "It's here. It's really rare." It turns out that Wang Yechen is Peng Zhen's brother-in-law, but he is quite cooperative when playing outside. He is in front of Yu Fen, not only kept secrets, but also spoke extremely well of Peng Zhen, so Peng Zhen did not hide anything from Yechen when he was working as an actor or strolling in alleys. Moreover, people traveling together know each other's news and have nothing to hide. Peng Zhen said with a smile, "Today we made a special effort to arrange the meal at home 2 hours earlier." "Where is Yuxian?" Liu Baoshan said. She asked for leave temporarily because of a stomachache and planned to invite someone. As a representative, Peng Zhen said with a smile, "Just you?" Liu Baoshan said, "Don't be busy, I haven't finished my words yet." She wanted Wang Jinyu to be her representative, but Jinyu also recommended it. She said she was not feeling well and refused to come. As far as I can see, neither of them has any serious illness, and there are other reasons why she can't come. Liu Baoshan said, "It's not that she has a stomachache. I don't think it's painful, it's because I'm going to have a baby." When Peng Zhen saw him saying this, his eyes widened and his voice was raised in understanding. Because he asked, "If Jinyu doesn't come, are you going to have a child at home?" Liu Baoshan said, "Probably." "Guess what the surnames of these 2 children should be when they are born?" Meng Jizu asked. What's the surname? Of course my surname is Jin. As soon as he said this, the embroidered screen on the right moved, and two young girls in elegant clothes emerged. One was Hua Yuxian and the other was Wang Jinyu. Hua Yuxian pointed at Meng Jizu and said, "How much should I be punished?" Meng Jizu said with a smile, "Why should I be punished?" Hua Yuxian said, "What did you say? Shouldn't I be punished?" Meng Jizu said, "Even if I am wrong, I am not the only one who said this." Hua Yuxian turned around, raised her eyelids at Liu Baoshan, puffed out her cheeks, and said, "Humph. Second, Master Liu must be punished too." Liu Baoshan tilted his head, looked at Hua Yuxian's face, and said with a smile, "Boss Hua, do you really want to punish me? Don't let me say the good thing." Hua Yuxian said, "You can just pick the good one. What are you afraid of?" Liu Baoshan said with a smile, "Come on. Why are you just mentioning him?" Hua Yuxian pulled his sleeves and kept jumping on his feet and said, "You said you? You have to say it." Peng Zhen frowned and said, "Come on, let's talk politely for a while, and don't make too much noise." Hua Yuxian said, "Who started making trouble now? Talk to me." Peng Zhen took her hand and pulled her to sit on a sofa. He patted this side with his hand, and said with a smile to Wang Jinyu, "Sit down too." Wang Jinyu and Peng Zhen. He nodded and said with a smile, "Qian Chansi, thank you for sitting down." He also sat down next to Peng Zhen. Wang Yechen jumped up on his chair and said, "What are you talking about? I'm staying with him all alone." "Jinyu, can we get along well with each other?" Wang Jinyu said with a smile, "As long as we get along well, what's the big deal?" Then, he immediately sat down with Wang Yechen. Kong Zuni shook his head and said, "All the benefits go to your buddies, and no one else gets a share." Hua Yuxian said, "There are two of us. This one of you wants to get some fragrance, and the other one also needs to get some fragrance. So what should we do? Let's separate the two of us. But again, my relationship with Third Master is better, so I should stay with him more." When he said this, he looked at Peng Zhen and said with a smile, "Third Master, what do you think?" Peng Zhen said with a smile, "Let's just say, there are a lot of people here. The more you tease them, the more anxious they become." Meng Jizu said, "Why are we anxious when the third brother doesn't come?" Everyone chatted and laughed for a while, and it was already late at night. Yanxi took Bai Lianhua back to the middle of the yard to look at the moon. I saw that the moon was already in the west of the locust tree tops. The blue sky was faint, and there were no clouds at all. In addition to the moon wheel, there is a moon halo, which is like a big circle tied with colorful silk. The moon is already very bright, but when it is set off by this colorful halo, it only feels dazzling. He shouted a few times. When everyone heard this, they all rushed to the yard to watch. Yanxi said, "It's a pity that the yard is too small and there is no water. Otherwise, the moonlight would be even more beautiful than the moon." Meng Jizu smiled and said, "Seventh Brother's book has made great progress. This kind of writing is extraordinary, and much better than before. It's different." Yanxi said with a smile, "This is called seeing each other after 3 days of separation." Liu Baoshan said, "I seem to have heard that Master Qi has a very knowledgeable girlfriend now, and he probably has improved his knowledge now. Was it all taught by that female gentleman?" Yanxi just smiled after hearing this, but she remembered something. Tonight, Qingqiu was watching the moon alone at home, feeling extremely calm. Anyway, I should go see her tonight. But by this time, it was already late at night, and even if I went to find her, she would fall asleep. The moon tomorrow night must be pretty good. Let's go find her tomorrow. But I didn't go to meet him tonight. I'm afraid I would be surprised. Thinking of this, I feel listless, feeling unhappy. He gave Bai Lianhua a few perfunctory words, and then said to Peng Zhen, "We are all out. It seems that we need to let someone go home first. I will go back first." Peng Zhen also felt that all the brothers were outside. There is something wrong, and I agree with what he said. He took this opportunity and went home first. Alright, this part of the story ends here.
Want to know what happened next? Let's listen to the breakdown next time.